Quick point of personal privilege.
Yes.
Guys, first of all, James Jackson, Sacramento, he, him. I just want to say, can we please keep the chatter to a minimum? I'm one of the people who's very, very prone to sensory overload.
Ruslan.
My last job, before I worked at my church, was that I worked with adults with developmental disabilities. I'm not even sure if that's the proper term to say now. And they would be what we called back then high functioning, right? And so I'd have a group of 3 folks. They were awesome and super fun to hang out with. And it was actually probably the most fulfilling job I've ever had, more so than working at my church. It was a very, 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 very amazing experience. And so in that, I came to really appreciate how people can be created in an image of God, even if they're not neurotypical, I guess, right? And a lot of, one of the folks in the group I still stay in touch with, his family's Christian, super duper involved, and all these types of things, and just awesome, salt of the earth type of people. And I can understand how people navigate through life and don't engage, care for, or care to understand folks who have autism or Down syndrome or whatever. I think we should become more considerate. I think we should become more engaged. I think we should become more aware that people are different. People's brains are different. We're still created in the image of God. The flip side to all of this is when these things start becoming socially cool, and then they start getting, and then people who have difference of opinion start receiving friendly fire from some of the more radical voices. And it reminds me of this clip, okay?
If we want to...
I'm not sure if you guys saw this, but this is kind of where I think the insanity of some of this stuff is coming into play. I'm not sure if you guys saw this clip. Play you guys this real quick.
Hey, this is a brand new shirt from our He is Him collection. Who is Him? Jesus is Him. Jesus is God. Jesus is the Savior. Jesus is King. He died and rose so we could be in right standing with God. And when we put this shirt on in the morning, it reminds us of just that and helps us make a statement to the rest of the world. So go to blessgod.shop and pick up yours today. Only available this Friday through Sunday only.
Defeat capitalism, we are going to need a party that will organize working people to fight for the demands that we want and to win socialism. Thank you so much.
Quick point of privilege. Quick point of personal privilege.
Yes.
Guys, first of all, James Jackson, Sacramento, he, him. I just want to say, can we please keep the chatter to a minimum? I'm one of the people who's very, very prone to sensory overload. There's a lot of whispering and chatter going on. It's making it very difficult for me to focus. Please, can we just, I know we're all fresh and ready to go, but can we please just keep the chatter to a minimum? It's affecting my ability to focus. Thank you.
Thank you, comrade. Okay, is there a speaker against name, chapter, pronoun?
Point of personal privilege.
Yes.
Please do not use gendered language to address everyone.
Quick point of privilege once again. Quick point of privilege once again. Hi, James Jackson, Sacramento DSA, he, him. I have already asked people to be mindful of the chatter of their comrades who are sensitive to sensory overload, and that goes double for the heckling and the hissing. It is also triggering to my anxiety. Like, the be comradely isn't just for, like, you know, let's keep things civil or whatever. It's so that people aren't going to get triggered and so that it doesn't affect their performance as a delegate, okay? Your need to express yourself is important, but your need to express yourself should not trump or over...
I see that no one's clapping for me. It could be because I'm not engaging, but it also is because everyone's doing this. And that's really important because those loud bursts of noise, even though this is a noisy space, when we can do something like reducing that, that's really important. So please don't clap, shoot up these. We have a lot of disabled comrades, and a lot of those are invisible disabilities. You don't know who it is that is having a more difficult time navigating this space, and this space was not created with all of their needs in mind. So it's up to us to modify that space to make sure that everybody is able to move in the ways that they need to move. And additionally, with the noise issue, like avoid hissing, avoid waving banners, right? Because there's all sorts of things. If you don't know what to do, show up these, right? I'm sure there's lots of ways that we can communicate to each other without needing to rely on something that's going to hurt somebody else. We have quiet rooms that are available. There's a range of options of these, right? Please don't go into that space with anything that's like an aggressive scent, for instance, right?
Not the aggressive scent. Not the aggressive scent. Jay, we're going to get to the bottom of this. I don't think this is fake. I think this is real. I don't think this is fake. But I guess to what end do we do the inclusion of? Right? To what end do we do the inclusion of? Like, I'm all for creating spaces that infuse people into society. I'm all for that. I think that's important. That was basically my job, was taking people with me to the gym, to the library, to have lunch. It was amazing. It was super fun. But it's trying to get them into society and acclimate them into society, right? This is trying to take society and bend it and twist it because society is ableist, and therefore, you know, it is what it is.
We don't want
So Manto, I want to hear from you, man. So Manto's in here, he says, I have autism. It sucks when you're growing up, but when you're high functioning, if you had a good childhood, I believe your chance of succeed is greater, especially on a business front. That seems to be the case. But do you think that environments like this, or dismissing people who are like, man, this is how society it is. Yes, you should accommodate personally, but we don't twist all of society to accommodate. Is that, do you, like, how do you process that as someone who has autism?
want to put people in stressful situations that they don't consent to, right? And there are right-wing infiltrators who are trying to get in here, but it's going to be really traumatic for people if we're not making an affirmative effort to de-escalate each other and de-escalate ourselves, right? Take a deep breath. And feel better before you say anything. Don't really talk to anybody who doesn't have a credential, especially if they claim to be from the press. You have no idea who that person is. Please do not talk to anybody who identifies themselves as a member of the press without having credentials. Don't talk to cops. Don't talk to MAGA. We're almost there. But thank you. We are going to be visited tomorrow by some MAGA protesters. Is there anybody here who's done a clinic escort work? By all means, don't talk to cops if there are cops there for any reason at all, right?
Yeah, this is real. That's not, I don't think this is fake. This is 3 years ago. It just went viral now. That's real. That's not fake. That's not fake. So I don't know. I think there's a tension there. I think we personally accommodate people and we make space for people, but I think that does all of society, does all society does that now? I don't think that's helpful either. And this idea of like anyone that's like, oh man, not being autistic is lit. Oh, you're ableist. What? We need another ism? They should be mindful of people who can't see. Well, that too. Yeah. So I don't know. I want to hear from you guys though. That was very interesting for me to watch. Yeah. Oh man.
This is one of the new pieces from the He is Him collection, Jesus the King. When you wear this shirt, you do two things. One, you remind yourself in your life who the King is when you put this thing on. Two, you represent who the King is when you go out in public. So get ready for the He is Him collection, available this Friday to Sunday only. Hey, this is a brand new shirt from our He is Him collection. Who is Him? Jesus is Him. Jesus is God. Jesus is the Savior. Jesus is King. He died and rose so we could be in right standing with God. And when we put this shirt on in the morning, it reminds us of just that and helps us make a statement to the rest of the world. So go to blessgod.shop and pick up yours today. Only available this Friday through Sunday only.